Please
Yes.
start.
We are live.
Yes, we are on live. Please start.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Deep Thoughts Young CSO Socratic Dialogue, where youngsters deep dive into the concept, where youngsters dialogue, school students and college students, we deep dive, we dialogue, and learn the role of a CXO of a company. For any company, for any business, in order to survive, eventually the thing is which is important is the revenue. Revenue obviously comes from customers. If the customers buys your product or your client buys your product, you can earn revenue. But who are the fellows who convert the customers? None other than our sales team, right? So today, in this Socratic dialogue, we'll be discussing what is the role of a sales person. We'll be utilizing the concept of evolution of sales to understand if we are the CSOs of a company, how can we utilize those concepts in our company? So without wasting any further time, I would request our two young teams to introduce themselves. I would request first of all Team Carnegie to introduce themselves. Over to you, Team Carnegie.
Yeah, so we are Team Carnegie. I'm Paris Mazumdar from Team Carnegie, and we are going with our sales pitch with our business called an app called MindX. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Sriparna. I'm from Team Carnegie, and at Deep Thought, I'm a TPM. So yeah, I'm from this team.
Hello, I'm Tushar Agarwal, and I'm a researcher at Deep Thought. And today I'm part of the Team Carnegie, where we'll be talking about, we will be having dialogue on sales.
Okay, and Team Carnegie, would you like to tell our audience why you have renamed yourself Team Carnegie? Why Team Carnegie? What is the reason that you have renamed yourself Team Carnegie?
Yes, so we have named our team Team Carnegie in the honor of the renowned polymath Dale Carnegie, who also happens to be the author of the popular book How to Win Friends and Influence People. So his work has been very much influential in several domains, with creation of courses for those domains, which also includes about sales. So, and also our team features people with diverse interests and ideas. So we also are in some sort polymaths, and yeah, that's why we decided to go with Team Carnegie.
Interesting. Thanks, Team Carnegie, to introducing yourself. Now, over to you, Team Jordan. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, I am Utkarsh Keshri from Team Jordan. At Deep Thought, I am a curriculum developer. We have named our team Team Jordan in the name of Jordan Belford, who is considered to be one of the best salespeople. And the reason for naming it, because we as a team, we believe that a good salesperson can sell the product really well. And selling the product is more about understanding the product and understanding the process and understanding the emotions of the shopkeeper, like the buyer also, which is the key, tips. Excuse me. Which is the key tips given by Jordan Belford as a sales strategy. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Annika. I'm from Team Jordan. And in Deep Thought, I'm working as an FPM, Functional Product Manager.
I am Aryan. I'm in grade 7 and I study in Bombay Scottish School, and I'm from Team Jordan.
Thank you, Team Jordan, for introducing yourself. Yes, today we have two industry professionals with us, Mr. Dushyant and Mr. Divyansh. I would like to ask Mr. Dushyant and Mr. Divyansh to introduce yourself.
Divyansh, your privilege, please.
Sure, Mr. Dushyant. Yeah, sure, Mr. Dushyant. You can go ahead.
No, I was saying Raj is privileged. Divyansh is privileged.
All good.
Okay. So hi guys. This is Devyansh, and I come from a background majorly from EdTech. I have worked in major roles and companies, which includes Class Plus. I was the one like first few members to join Class Plus, which is like around 700 billion value, a million valued company as of now. And I have been a part of companies like Board Infinity, College Deco Group, and Extra Class. Currently, I am working at Ascent Overseas as Senior Manager Growth. And till date, I have worked across the functions like growth, sales, marketing, operations, content, and like some sort of product development as well. So I'm here to help you guys with anything and everything that you guys want to know or you face difficulty while like figuring out a product or creating the sales pitch or what's the USP of a product or figuring out anything which is related to sales and growth. Over to you, Dushyant.
Thank you, Divyansh. That was an intriguing introduction. And hello, people. I am privileged to be in this August company in such wonderful, bright people. Very excited for the next hour that we are going to listen to. I am Dushyant, and I help people with their career direction. That's what I do. I have had a career myself in the corporate world, and I'm a failed entrepreneur. I also help my younger daughter run a non-profit. So she was 12 when she started it. Now she's 15. It's a completely student-run organization. So when Umang was telling me that Deep Thought is run by youngsters, I could relate with that. And I'm here, very excited, looking at you all, wanting to know what all do you bring to the table and how do you argue. So let's have a lovely evening.
I was on mute. Thank you, Mr. Dushyant, for introducing yourself. Yes, I would like to ask my colleague Rohit also to introduce himself. He's the co-moderator for today's session.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Rohit, and I'm a functional product manager at Deep Thought. I've been here for 2.5 months, and a lot about being at Deep Thought is about learning, unlearning, relearning, and most importantly, contributing. So, yes, that's a little about me. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohit. And I myself, I'm Umang. I am working at Deep Thought as a product researcher since 8 months, and I would be the moderator for today's session. So let's move on to the actual dialogue. So for the audience who are joining us just today, who are new to us, let me just quickly give you a brief of what is going to happen in the next 1 hour. Today, we'll be having a Socratic dialogue amongst two teams, two young teams. Today, we have two young teams with us, Team Jordan and Team Carnegie. We'll be having a Socratic dialogue among these two teams. Initially, one team will be in the question box and one team will be in the answer box. And we'll be dialoguing to build upon our knowledge of the role of sales. The topic of today's discussion, specifically, the theme of today's discussion specifically is, let's assume that you are the CSO, Chief Sales Officer of a company, pick up a business and utilize some old and some new sales concepts to grow your business. So without wasting any further time, let's start today's discussion. Let's start the round one of the session. So Team Jordan or Team Carnegie, which team would like to be in the answer box first?
Team Carnegie.
Okay, Team Carnegie, over to you. Let me set the rules out. Team Carnegie, you will get 2 minutes time to present your pitch. 2 minutes time to present your pitch for the theme of the day. And then Team Jordan, over to you for question sessions. Yes, over to you, Team Carnegie.
Okay, so I'll start with the pitch of my team, Team Carnegie. So in today's world, every age group, we are facing many mental health issues. So I have come up with the app called MindX, where you can experience your mind to fullest, like all the workshops, counseling, theories, psychological inventories, and different podcasts, learning about your mind, learning about the therapies you'll get for your mind and whatnot. For sales part, we'll have two different teams that are lead generation and second is revenue generation. So what lead generation will do is they gain the attention and inspire and interest of the customers in the EDCA models of Dan Carnegie. They will invite people on workshops, on surveys, and give them demos to our features of our app. And second team of revenue generation will decide on follow-up customers to lead the cold leads to the hot leads so that we can generate our revenue. So by the EDCA model, we can track progression of our customers. Second, we'll separate our demo experience in different stages of EDCA model to slowly build the trust and handhold the customer from attention to the action stage. Then for genuineness of our feature, we'll cite the sources and qualifications of our experts so that the trust will be built and the genuineness of our product will be scattered around our customers. Then we'll train our salespeople to in the psychological and sociological acumen so that they will have heart-to-heart connection with our customers and build upon that. Well, while using the app, we'll have our softwares like feedback trackers, ratings to improvise, and also to look on the targeted audience who can promote our product and have the discipline in our salespeople. Thank you.
Over to you, Team Jordan, for questions.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Paras. Like people are usually inclined to think that salespeople are faulty, right? That salespeople are presenting fake products. So you pick up a call for a salesperson and you keep it that the moment you hear that he's a salesperson. Also, mental health itself has a stigma to it that people don't want to share, they don't want to express out things. Then how will you build a customer's trust to make the sale?
Yeah, for building the trust, first of all, we'll arrange some awareness campaigns so that what you're talking about, the lack of awareness in our mental health. So first, our lead generation team will aware people on mental health. Then we'll provide demos of our features of our app so that they'll connect with our app and also to you and will use these apps. And for the genuineness of our features, we'll cite sources where we got the content from and also the qualifications of experts we are using in that.
Also, to add on to Pardas's point, here in the app, they can choose to remain anonymous, so they can use the app without disclosing their identity.
Okay, so I have a follow-up question for that. Like all this is, don't you think is the operations part? Where is the sales part? Like these are the features of the product, right? What is the task of the salesperson here?
Yeah, so if I can go ahead. So the sales team is the one who's going to feature all these features of our app. So they will, introduce why they need the app, the features that our app features. So all this promotion stuff would be, done by the sales team, and we would train them in such a way that they would be able to better explain the features.
Okay, I have a follow-up for that. Do you think like can the average salesperson then like building upon the features, can the average salesperson also increase your sales?
Yes. Okay,
Yeah, okay. So we would have our product team communicate with the sales team so that they are aware of all the features and the needs the features are solving for the customers. So yes, with that awareness, an average salesperson can also sell.
Then what will be the need of the specialized sales team as mentioned in the questionnaire? Why do you need the specialized sales team then?
We would have people with strong psychological, behavioral, and social acumen so that they can empathize with the customers and give them customized solution based on what features we have. They would give customized solutions. So we need a specialized sales team for that.
But in your previous answer, you said our average sales team can also do that. Like
can do that, but we would go for specialized people in the domain of psychology and behavioral acumen.
Yeah, our specialization will be only depend on the heart-to-heart connection. so that we can sell to their heart and that will pour to their mind.
So just to add up,
Thank you.
okay. Okay, so I can go ahead, right? Okay, so just like we have in teaching, right? Anyone can teach to anyone, but if you want to teach something much better, then teacher are trained. So that's the point here.
Got your point. Thank you. You can ask a question.
Now, I think yes, Aryan, our youngest participant, is continuously raising his hand to ask his question. Over to you, Aryan. Yes, what's the question?
Okay, so you mentioned that you would kind of uh, spread awareness about the product and kind of getting the attention of the customers. But if you are kind of focused on spreading awareness first, then how would you navigate whoever the customers are to the product itself?
Aryan, your voice was a bit unclear in the beginning. Can you repeat your question?
Yes, so if in the starting you're giving information or awareness, then how would you take your customers from awareness to the main product itself?
Okay, so I got your question, Aryan. So what we'll do is first we'll by the awareness we are trying to get their attention with towards the mental health, which is very much needed in our in all our age group. So by getting their attention to their mental health, then we are getting their attention to our features, which our Mindex provides, that all the features of your mental health can be covered and introduced in our one app. So they'll be interested and interested in our demo classes of our app.
On this, I have two follow-up questions. So, could you clarify who exactly are your target customers, like who already are facing mental problems or like the usual customers?
Okay, so mental health is something that everyone faces at least once in their life, right? So our main demographic is no one. So we are not focusing on anyone, any age group, but our, the content that we would provide would be on several different domains, such as there would be for those people who need meditation, they could access the meditation content. Someone who are going through stress or depression, so there will be various domains. And if someone is suffering from something like, because teenagers suffer from depression, right? And then adults suffer from midlife crisis. So we would have different domains to which the people can access the content and then benefit from them.
Also, to add on to that, we would not focus on any specific age group or gender or some sort, but we would like to focus on people with that need, who feel that mental health, who have those mental health concerns. So I guess we would go for psychographics, like, their behaviors, their activities and all.
So if it's still majorly no one, then why do you then need salesperson who have the psychological acumen? Like, why can't you take a salesperson who just knows the product really well?
Okay, valid question.
So the salesperson would also have to understand the sensitivity of things. So for the customers, they would have to understand and empathize with them first before going on to sell the product to them, understand their needs first. So I guess here the specialized sales team will come handy.
Also, just to add up, the training that we would provide would not be, training focused on specific age groups. So the psychological training would be general for everyone. Like, they would learn about all the age group of people so that they could access the content.
And also challenges faced by different types of, age groups or, different mental health disorders as well, if needed.
So why can't you then still have a normal salesperson who is already trained on before on basic empathy?
Yeah, so I'll get to that question. first of all, I'll clear the agenda of our app, that it is not only to the mental disorder, mentally challenged people, but we are giving here the therapies, also including the spiritual experience, also including the meditation, also including the relaxation music and all the stuff. So we are covering whole your mind process. So what we are specializing sales team is, sales is an art in itself. So we are specializing our sales team with the heart to heart contact, so that they can understand our product and also the customer's need. That's where the specialization comes.
Okay, so just a clarification. So by psychological acumen, it's not like advanced psychological acumen, but to understand the concerns. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. The third member of Team Jordan. Okay, Anaka, what's your question?
Okay, I have a question. In the initial stage, as you said, you will arrange campaigns to let people engage in this. I'm asking, when it comes to mental stability or mental health, people are always a little shy to come up. So how do you convince people to come to the campaigns when this is a very different concept? And how do you ask people to come for the campaigns first?
Okay,
Okay.
so our
Yeah, go ahead.
so our campaign and awareness, one directly, tell them that we are having a depression session. If you are suffering from depression, you can come to us. It would be, as a general awareness session where you would be taught about mental health, not just issues, but everything related to mental related domain. So that if you want to learn about mental things, then you can just come and then you can identify the concerns that you must be facing. So if you are, having such problems, then you could just reach out to our sales team, or directly reach out and then have an interaction.
And also, I think we will focus not only on mental health disorders or some things like Tushar said. We will also focus on positive psychology, where people can develop and have a better mental health. So if they are under a little stress, how to even get a relief from that, or how to have constructive creativity or something like that. So it's not only about things that they would be shy about. So yeah.
Any
I'm
follow-up
asking in the
question?
sense, yes, I'm asking in the sense, if they come for the campaigns, isn't that not in the sense like they are revealing their anonymity? As you said, we can have an anonymous profile within the app. Isn't that something like we are okay? Yeah. Something revealing their.
Okay. Can you repeat your question, Anaka? I think your voice was pretty unclear.
Okay. Even when they call up for campaigns, even when they created this like a mental general awareness campaign, isn't that not revealing their anonymity? I'm asking.
Okay. Over to you, Team Carnegie. What's your answer?
Okay, so, yeah, super now. Okay, so the awareness of the campaigns that would be held would not only be physical campaign, but also be, you can access it from digital if you want to. So those, like, we can do it as such, like we would get some people whom we know, and we would call them in our awareness campaigns, and then we would just like this session that we are having right now, like we could share some insights from our workshops to people who cannot reach to our physical awareness campaigns.
Okay. Any follow-up question, Team Jordan?
Yeah, I have another question. I'm not sure if it's follow-up or not.
All right, go ahead, Aryan.
Okay, so as kind of mental health is a new concept which we are getting, so how would you kind of try to get the trust of the people? So would you kind of tell the importance of importance of mental health, or would you directly go to how it works?
First, our awareness campaign will include following steps. First, the step will be the importance of the mental health, what you are generating in your daily life, awareness of that, and how our second step will be how our app will benefit you in all your daily processes at one place.
Also, to follow up to that, our campaigns and uh, they would highly focus on anecdotes and analogies to which the consumers can connect. So in that way, they would have a trust on what we are doing. And if that's not enough, we'll provide them with the scientific research that we would do, and then the research that has already been done.
So we would just give value to them, tell them how they can get value from our features and apps. So to get them interested. And as Tushar said, sharing transformational stories, keeping the anonymity intact.
Okay. Okay, I feel that one interesting study is going on, but in the period of time, we'll close the round one here. Jury members, if you have any difficulty in scoring the team members, you can move to the jury breakout room. Our colleague will help you to score the teams. So I request.
I would wish you to like transfer me to the breakout room. I have a few confusion.
Sure. Mr. Divyansh, can you see a button of breakout room on the screen?
No, I cannot see any button where it says which room shall I go? Room 3. Okay, jury room.
Jury room. Yeah. Till the jury member scores the teams. Any reflections from the session? Yes, Arjun, go ahead.
Okay, so from the current session, I kind of understood, like, while even discussing sales, there are a lot of other aspects kind of mix into it. So while even going through the AIDC, I got confused between desire and conviction. And even this, a lot of times it was like between content and how you deliver it. So I understood that sales is kind of a merge of a lot of different concepts.
Yes. Okay. And I just recall one thought. One person said that sales guys run the business. Okay. If you cannot do sales, you cannot call yourself that you are a director or CEO or expert at CX of a company. Yes, Tushar, what's your reflection?
Okay, so first of all, I really liked how the session went. So it was in a flow, and there was appropriate dialogue that we had, and I really liked the questions that were asked because it allowed me to think about the sales, about our pitch that we had prepared, and yeah, so it built up my concept on sales as well. So yeah.
Yes. Thanks, Tushar. Anyone else would like to reflect on the first round of Young CSO Dialogue? Yes, Utkarsh, go ahead.
Yeah, so I agree with Tushar. I like the flow of the session, and I also learned a lot about like how we can answer the questions and how as a team we can collectively answer the questions as well. Although I think we can still keep answers a bit shorter so that like I didn't get to ask one of the questions due to the interest of time. So that we can cover as many as questions if we keep the answers short.
Okay. So hi team. Hi Umang. Shall I ask questions?
Yes. So
Okay.
now,
Yeah, tell me.
just 1 minute. I will brief our audience as well. Now we'll be having a jury round. So the same team Carnegie will be in the answer box. But now our jury member, Mr. Divyansh, will be in the question box. He will be questioning you. So, Mr. Divyansh, would you like to listen the pitch of Team Carnegie once again?
That will be helpful.
Yeah. So I will request Team Carnegie. This time you will just get 30 seconds to present your pitch. I request Team Carnegie to represent your pitch.
Okay, so I'll start with my pitch. So what we are dealing with are we came up with the MindX app that will cover all your mindfulness activities, including your therapies, including your inventories, and all the psychological aspects. Then with our sales, we are tracking a progression of our customer through the ATCA model, that is gaining their attention and interest through our lead generation by demos and giving them demos and workshops. Then revenue generation will be take care with the DCA of the ATCA progression, that is desire, conviction, and action, where the leads will get converted from cold to hot. And we will give a separate demo experience in different stages to slowly build the trust of the customer. And for the genuineness of our feature, we'll set sources and qualification of experts, and we'll train our salespeople in the behavioral and sociological acumen. And also have feedback trackers in the form to discipline our sales towards our customer-oriented approach. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks, Paras, for such a wonderful pitch. So I have around 5 to 7 questions that I would like to ask, and any one of the team members can answer these questions, right? So can you first of all spell down the brand name or the app name that you are discussing? Maybe in the chat.
Yeah, sure.
You guys can also tell us our audience, okay, if you have already prepared the brand name. You guys can
MindX.
it into our audience.
Yes. So guys, so MindX, right? So first of all, Paras or the team Carnegie, I would just like to understand what's the SEO complexity of this brand name, right? Like how many apps or websites or social media handles are already existing? How well you have researched about your brand name? Because I'll tell you for a fact, right? For example, I'll take a example of being human, right? For any reason, if your brand name will have being as the first word, right? The first result that Google will throw will be being human, right? Similarly, with Mind, I can tell you a few names. There is a company called Mindspace, if I'm not wrong, right? And I believe that is an older company and will have a better SEO, right? So how well have you guys researched about this name, and what's the complexity that you are prepared for? Anyone can answer this question.
Mr. Divyansh, I think this question is a bit out of the context of today's discussion. Today we are focusing more on the sales part. I think this comes to the marketing part.
Okay.
And to narrow down the discussion, we would like to focus on the process of sales. So if you have any question on the process of sales, that Team Carnegie pitched.
Okay, so Team Carnegie, what's the plan or what's the market that you want to tap first? Will it be B2C or will it be B2B? And why exactly you want to do so?
It would be B2C first, but we would not totally neglect B2B as well. B2C because there are a lot of people who would want to get awareness for different things that they are facing regarding their mental health. So we would like to help them out first.
Okay. Okay, so basically, what will be the pricing that you have in your mind for this product? And average pricing. I understand you will be doing multiple things. I'll come to it later on. But what's the pricing and what do you think should be the marketing cost? Just to give you a reference, right? While I was working in my last company, right? This is of March 2021, right? we started marketing or awareness campaign and we started generating lead for something, right? At a cost of 35 rupees, right? But like 15 months later, maybe in May 2022, the cost for same lead grew up to 140 rupees per lead, right? Which is like 4x, right? So I just want to understand, like, have you guys already like figured out this complete thing? Like, okay, this will be the sales price of this, and this is how we'll be doing the like sort of awareness campaign. Because why I asked B2C or B2B, because B2B doesn't require much of a awareness, right? Because you have to reach out to like industry professionals or the company to get into that company, onboard yourself as a maybe psychological help or something like that, right? But for B2C, you have every single customer that you have to acquire.
Okay. Again, this question might be a bit out of context to the sales dialogue, but if Team Carnegie, if you would like to take this question, you can go ahead.
So our app will have certain paid and free workshops. So what we are doing is bringing them, on board with the free features as well. The the free learning that they can have or free workshops they can have. But the workshops by experts, that will be paid, and there we will gain some revenue from the number of workshops they take or the price that they charge. So this is our revenue generation strategy.
Okay. So I have a follow-up question. Somebody from your team itself was saying that we'll not tell the customers who are registering for a workshop that this is a workshop on depression, right? So do you think like this is a right strategy of doing sales in that workshop? Because I understand that you'll be bringing out those people and then you'll be pitching your product at the end and you will expect customers to pay. This will be your sales funnel, correct?
No, actually, what we are doing is, following the outcome model, we are first trying to get the attention of the consumers. So to gain the, like, if we just talk about if you're suffering from depression, then some people might not be comfortable coming up to the awareness. So what we would do is we would just, focus generally on mental health, which would, focus on both positive and negative influences and stuff. So that way people would be interested and they would have an attention on our app, and once they do so, we would make sure that they get interested, they get convicted to our app, and when they really are interested, we would give them the demo. So most of the features that our app would have would be in the free pack. And if someone wants to attend the live workshops, if they want to connect with some psychiatrist or someone, then they would have to pay. And also in the revenue model itself, we not only have these workshops that requires payment, but we also would have monetization, internal monetization, but they would be entirely value-based ads that would be featured. They would not interrupt the session that is being conducted, but it would be in the initial phase or the final phases of the session.
Okay. So do you guys understand impulse buying?
No, could you explain that?
Sorry.
Yeah, you could you explain that?
Yeah, so basically, see, impulse buying is something which is like getting the customer to buy something based on the emotion, right? That particular emotion, right? So these days, you would be going through a lot of ads of keto and then like a lot of companies, Impact Guru and a lot, right? So basically what they are trying to do, they are trying to play with your emotions, right? And what the customer is doing, that they are feeling that this person has got a very real need of money, right? And he'll lose his life, right? So basically, don't you think in this complete sales strategy that you guys are pitching, there should be an element of impulse buying? Because the bracket that you guys are into, like, see, mental health in India, at least in India, is a big taboo as of now, right? So since we are not discussing overall, we are just discussing sales perspective of it, right? So do you think that if it's not an impulse buying, it's a good way to sell it without creating the impulse buying or creating the urgency, immediate urgency. Because if I am a customer, right, I'll never go to my friend and say that, hey, I am depressed and I am thinking of buying some sessions on an app, right? These things have to be kept private, of course, like at least in India, right? People are not very vocal and open to discuss their mental health. And I certainly feel that it's like normal fever, cold, etc., right? If there is something not going right in my life, I may be depressed. I may have something, some symptoms of mental illness as well, right? But what's your strategy? Because see, creating an immediate need is very important for such products. This is not something like a grocery.
Mr. Divyansh, sorry for the interruption. Could we keep our questions concise so that we can quickly bounce off answers and questions?
Okay, so how would you plan for the impulse buy in this product?
Okay, sure. So I got your question. First of all, what we are doing from our awareness campaign is we are not only just educating, giving up our app, but what we are doing is educating on their mental health, and also what are the ideal features which should be there in your mental capacity. So in one hand, we are educating on their mental health, and on the second hand, we are giving if you are lacking on some behind, we are giving you our app and features available on it, where we can help you with it. So we are considering also.
If you could keep your answer short, I believe we could have a healthier dialogue. So could you please answer this question? Do you see a need for triggering impulsive buying? Yes or no, and why?
Okay, so yeah, yeah, I'll get impulse buy is needed here because, as you said, taboo is there in our India. So
I think we got
impulse buy should be.
Mr. Divyansh.
Yeah. Well, what is sales? A mindset or a skill? Like anyone can answer this. What is sales? What do you think is sales? Is it a skill or is it a mindset?
I think it can be mindset, and it can be considered as skill as well, like some skills of sales and the mindset of sales. So
no, you have to choose one. You cannot choose both. And you have to give your reason why.
I would say skill, because if you are, if you're experienced salesperson, if you have enough skill, then you would better be able to understand what the product is. And when you are better able to understand the product, then you can articulate the product to people in a much better way. So you are much more trustworthy, and you can convince people easily. So that all depends on how much skilled you are and how much experience you have. Because there's a saying that a skilled liar is much becomes like, if you are a skilled liar, then people trust you. So that way, if you are a skilled salesman, then you would be able to convince people easily.
Okay. Also, this question maybe is like around which. So you guys mentioned that you guys will be doing a lot of things, like you'll be working on mental health also, you'll be working on a lot many things related to mental health, yoga and all those things, right? So do you think focusing on one thing is a better strategy, or focusing on multiple sales products is a better strategy?
Again, Mr. Divyansh, I believe this moves more into marketing strategy and product domain. We do conduct Socratic dialogues on marketing, and we do conduct them on strategy itself. But today, we're focusing on sales functions, so probably that's beyond the scope of today's discussion.
Okay, so these were the major questions.
Just a gentle comment from the first principles point of view. Sales is neither a skill nor a mindset. Sales is a business function, right? So you'd naturally have certain skills which nest under sales, and also a few mindsets which would be prerequisites to perform well under the sales function. So primarily it's a business function, right? Much like marketing or strategy or admin, legal. So,
okay.
Yeah, Umang, I think it's 8 o'clock. So would you want to move to the second team so they get a fair chance to present?
Yes. So in the period of time, we'll end jury round 2. Sorry, jury round 1. And Mr. Divyansh, if you have um, any queries on how to score the jury round 1, you
No,
more
I'm clear.
Okay.
sorry, Mr. Divyansh.
I'm clear.
Yeah, all right. So we can directly move on to the round 2. In the round 2, Team
Wait,
Jordan.
1 minute. Let's give him time to score, right?
Yeah.
All right. Meanwhile, Mr. Divyansh scores. Any person, if you would like to reflect, anyone?
Yeah, we can move ahead.
All right. It was quick scoring. So in the round 2, Team Jordan will be in the answer box and Team Carnegie will be in the question box. Let me set out the rules again. Team Jordan, you will get 2 minutes time, exactly 2 minutes time to present your pitch, and then over to you, Team Carnegie, for questions. Team Jordan, you can pitch now.
Yeah, so okay, I will pitch. We have developed a process so that commonly used spices can be packaged to improve shelf life by 200%. Target customers who are small shopkeepers are not influenced by social media ads. Other advertisement options like TV or newspapers are too broad and expensive to be feasible. This leaves us with only one option: door-to-door sales. Being educated and having an understanding of the product is proving to be useful here. When we go to shopkeepers to sell the spices, we can tell him how how for the same price, he is getting freshly packed spices whose shelf life is more than 1 month. The new packaging is also has a label with our phone number. He can use that phone number to give me feedback and to place orders so that when we visit him next time, we have whatever he needs. To grab a shopkeeper's attention, we have prepared a catalog which has a packet of every variety of spice we sell. This helps him to have a look and feel of all types of final products, which makes it easier for him to trust me.
Okay. Over to you, Team Carnegie, for questions.
Okay, so I have a question to Utkarsh. So you said that you would generate lead by going door to door, right? But according to Wikipedia, 93% of lead takes place from online digital, sales processes. So how would you reach out to a lot of people and then maintain the cost, everything related to lead generation?
Yeah, as I mentioned in my pitch, my target customers are not that active on social media, and the other mass media like TV or newspapers are too broad and expensive to be effective. That's why door-to-door sales will be the most effective one.
But how would you maintain the cost of lead generation to, going to door? Because it would cost more, right?
Lead generation going from door to door will cost more, but the conversion rate will be extremely high. So that will compensate for the extra cost.
How are you ensuring that the conversion rate is high?
Again, through my sales pitch, because I'm providing a catalog so that the customer has a look and feel of the product. Again, my product features are so good and the salesperson is expertise. So that way we are ensuring the higher conversion rate.
So that's a follow-up question from me, that how are you when you talk about specialized sales? So what the things you are specializing your salesperson in?
The salesperson is specialized in understanding the problems and emotions of the shopkeeper or any target customer, and then he can present our product in a way that seems to solve the problem of that target customer.
Okay, any follow-up question, Team Carnegie? Or any new question?
Yeah. So how would you follow up with your customers? Like, do you have a software for that, or maintaining the discipline of the follow-ups?
currently we don't have it, as we have less number of customers, but afterwards we could have it if our company becomes bigger.
So what if they don't place any orders? So how would you reach out? You have pitched, but then you haven't generated the lead.
Okay, so I'll take that question. What happens is that in our model, a particular salesperson goes to a particular locality. So there is a high chance that it will be really close to another shopkeeper who has placed an order. So while being in the same place, he can directly follow up by going there. And also, if we have the software, we have the data, we can follow up by placing a call that, okay, you took a sample, you looked up to our product, and what is your current status? Do you want to place orders or not? Meanwhile, you can also provide a demo of a free sample of any product so that the target customer can experience the product, which will again increase the conversion rate and also help us have to follow up.
Okay, so in the pitch, you said that the uniqueness of your product is that it would last longer in the sales. But how would you ensure that the customer understands it during the demo phase? Because if you are giving them a demo version, then they would have to keep the product in their store for, let's say, 1 month, right? Then won't it take a long period of time?
So to add on to the pitch, when you are kind of shown the whole catalog, the shopkeeper can choose one of these spices to kind of test if they want to buy that specific one, and then they can keep it. So we put that into a small amount and give it.
Yes, but my question is, when you are giving them the sample, they need to check whether it actually lasts for 1 month or not, right? So they would have to keep the product with themselves for 1 month. So how would you maintain the communication between them for that whole 1 month period?
So I think for that, we would kind of ask them for a short time every week, but after the 1 month finishes, we would then kind of get from them the detailed feedback, and then we would again take that to that intensity.
Yeah, to add to my fellow groupmates' answer, also our packaging is significantly different from our competitors. Our competitors don't just put the item in a packet and they staple it, but our packaging has a seal on it. So that's why they can visibly see that, okay, this is a sealed product, so it is going to last longer.
Okay, so I have a question, one more question. So you said that it would last longer on the shelf, but no other company has been doing it, right? Then won't there be a question that what did you do to increase the shelf life? Did you compromise something? Did you use something different? Then how would you explain those specifics to the person who is the shopkeeper? Because there might be case where the shopkeeper might not have any idea about the chemicals or about the scientific technical terms. Then how would you simplify everything so that the person understands?
Yeah, so just a small correction. I didn't say no other company is doing it, but okay, apart from that, it is very simple for the shopkeeper that in other companies' packets, air can go inside. It is not sealed. So like air, water, anything can go inside. It will have an effect of the atmosphere on it. But in our packaging, it is sealed, so air will not get inside it. So that's really simple for the shopkeeper to understand. He doesn't need to understand other things.
Okay, but what if there is a brand that's really popular, that's really high in the market, when their product must also have the seal thing? Then when they compete with your product, why would the shopkeeper go with yours if the only specialty is the packaging?
Okay, I think again, this would be move on to the product of what product we are selling.
I think it's a sales question, because going by their product assumptions, their product seems to have what the other products already have. So as a salesperson, how do you sell? Did I get that right, Tushar?
Okay, as a salesperson, okay.
Because your product is still the same. So then as a salesperson, what are you going to do? I mean,
yes.
if you're giving me some diamonds to sell, of course, I don't need to be a salesperson, right? Anyone can sell it. So when your product is almost the same, what strategies are you going to use as a salesperson to sell? I think that's good one there.
Yeah, so for that, what we do is that we would kind of then focus more on that chart way of selling, that we'd give them more of samples rather than kind of telling our specialty and make a relation with the shopkeeper
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah, and just to add to Aryan's answer, we would also be able to provide the feedback better and act upon that feedback better, because some famous brand, due to its huge size, they will not be able to quickly act upon the feedback which they receive from the customer. But because we are small, we can quickly act upon the feedback, which will become our plus point while making the sale.
Any
Okay, so
follow-up
my question will be like, what are you basically including in your sales pitch so that your door-to-door salesperson can make the customer switch to your product? Like they are already using the product, so and on the monthly basis they are going there in the market and buying it. So what makes them to switch to your product?
Better packaging and better customer feedback, better after sales services.
But you are talking about after sales services, right? But how would they make the initial services? Like, why would they purchase initially? Like, the packaging is not unique. The longevity is not unique. Then what is unique about your product? Is it just the feedback system?
No,
The
packaging.
spices.
Yeah.
apart from your packaging? Okay, what will your sales guy do? Okay,
The usual spices with the same price range and more shelf life. That's what we are preaching about, the initial stage.
Could Paris repeat his question? I was not able to hear clearly.
Yeah, so my question, Aryan, was that what your salesperson is including in its sales pitch to convert or to make your customer switch into your product, so that because they are already buying product from the market.
Just
So
to clarify, no packaging argument. Someone else may bring it in. What is your salesperson banking on to get the initial sales? Your after sales service may help get referrals and renewals, but how do you get the initial sales?
Yeah.
No packaging, no product USP. From a sales point of view, what would you do to get the initial sale?
Yeah, to get the initial sale, we will present our product in such a way that that product is solving the existing problems of the customer, and also he can he can keep a demo of the product. He can get a sample of the product so that it is easier for him to switch from. It is not inconvenient for him to trust somebody new. He can take my product as a sample, and then he can experience the product. The salesperson can make him experience the product, and then he can convert that lead into a sale.
And to add on to that, we would train the sales people on business acumen. So if regarding the question Paris asked, if they're already kind of partnered with some spices company, we would tell the business advantage our company or spice gives to them.
What advantages are you talking about? What would be the advantages would showcase in your pitch?
I believe this has been answered a bit, and it's 8:15. So to have a proper jury round, I believe we could stop this round here.
yes. Again, it was an interesting set, but in the favor of time, we'll stop the round to here. I request Mr. Divyansh to score for this round. And meanwhile, while Mr. Divyansh scores, if anyone from any team would like to reflect on what are their learnings from the round 2. Yes, Arjun.
So kind of I got a lot of interesting questions in this round, and from this I majorly learned about how, other than the product itself, it's important to have a relation with the customer, as that could help in kind of saving, okay, not exactly saving, but yeah, to kind of, while the product point of view does not work, as if your company is going and others are trying to copy, then your relation kind of makes the person stay with the company. And it was also mentioned in the question.
Okay, thanks, Aryan. Okay. Uh, okay, Mr. Divyansh, have you scored the
Yes.
team? Yes. So we can move to the jury round 2.
Okay,
So,
got it. So,
yeah.
my first question lies around the entry barrier, right? What's the entry barrier in this complete business? Because, okay, just this question, like, what's the entry barrier? Because anyone, any grocery shop can get a.
Again, Mr. Divyansh, that goes into strategy part. So the assumption is the product is already frozen, the marketing strategy is already frozen. I'm the sales department to go get the numbers around the strategy, around the marketing strategy, and around the product.
Okay. So the next question is around, you mentioned that your target audience is somebody who doesn't uses like social media, right? If I'm not wrong, right? So do you think like they are enough capable of paying? Because this is not something where you can place order and later on you can pay COD. This is not COD. Your sales guy will carry the product, they'll sell and take the money, right? So do you think are those buyers autonomous enough to pay on the spot?
Yeah, I feel they have the capabilities to pay it because that's how their whole business runs. They buy products weekly to weekly. So they have the capabilities, like they reserve their portion of their capital to buy for this, to invest into this business, like to buy products and then resell it.
Okay. So let's say somebody is saying that like, okay, I don't have money right now, like as per the weekly cycle, if it's not their weekly cycle and they're calling asking you to come back after 3 days, then don't you think like again the sales cost will increase? How would you cut short your sales cost?
Like, how would the sales cost increase so that?
Because you are going physically to sell that product, even if it's a 50 rupee fuel cost, right? Then also that's getting incurred now.
Yeah, since we are taking feedbacks and orders from a phone call as well, so whatever a customer needs, he informs us beforehand. And if we have a connection with the customer that, okay, this is our day, like we have a day decided that this day we are going to go there. So they prepare themselves beforehand that today I am going to them. So they have their orders ready or the capital ready or their needs ready. Or if they need something in the middle of the week, then they can probably just adjust for 2-3 days because we have that trust, that relationship with that customer. And also, like if we have enough orders for that marketplace, because we are taking orders from a phone call, not only on physical basis. So if we have enough orders, we can deliver in the middle of the week also.
No, so you in the beginning itself in the pitch only mentioned that you won't go digital, right? And like taking orders on phone call is also semi-digital, if I may say, right?
Yeah, so I said my point was that no, I was not go digital in the sense on social media or mass media platforms. But phone call is a personal media, and pretty much everyone is comfortable with a phone call right now.
Okay. And like this product you mentioned about shelf life also, how would you prove that? Because even if something has got a longer shelf life, then that product has to stay on the shelf for that long to prove that yes, it has got a longer shelf life. Every single company who works in the ingredients or spice business writes it like 36 months, right? So how would you say that, okay, we have got 72 months of shelf life?
I think we might just give them the product to kind of test, and if it's for a significantly longer shelf life, we can just wait till it. I have this thinking, and I'm sure it might work, but we
Okay.
must
Yeah.
make it till how much other companies, so a little more than how much other companies provide.
Just to quickly remind, he said 36 months and 72 months. So you may want to factor in those numbers.
Yeah, so I would like to add to Aryan's answer that we may provide a scheme where companies also provide a scheme that if the product expires or gets spoiled before the specified time period, then we can offer a free of cost replacement or a refund for that product.
Okay, so for example, you are selling turmeric, right? And normal person, right? Even you, me, Tarun, anyone buys turmeric and it gets consumed within 30 days, right? So how would you convince the customer that there is a need of buying this product, that this has got a shelf life of 72 months? That's the whole point. Matlab, you are selling me that USP, which I don't need.
I got it. Yeah, I got your point. The thing is the product the consumer buys gets consumed immediately. But a shopkeeper will not buy just one packet. He will buy, let's say, 20 packets. Those 20 packets need not sell in 1 month, let's say, right? They may last for a longer period. But what happens is because other companies are not seal packing it, if let's say it rains, right? So the product will get spoiled because of the moisture. But due to our packaging, because of our seal packaging, the general shelf life will increase. Thus, even in the uncertain times, even when the wind changes or some bugs come in the shop, the product will last. In that sense, the shelf life will increase. And ultimately, if the product doesn't get sold out on time, the shelf life will be useful for that.
Okay. But see, the point you are mentioning that weather will change, some bugs will come and all, right? But the whole point is that I am not disturbing your product, but any product which is in this category, right? 80%, if I'm not wrong, companies are selling the sealed product itself, right?
No, I guess it's the opposite figure. 20%
so you are saying
selling.
only 20% are selling the sealed product. And
in the raw spices market, in the raw spices, not the grinded ones, in the raw spices and small packets. That is the case. 20% are there only in that market.
Okay, so you are tapping. So also, how would you you mentioned that to recover the sales cost, right? Your prices will be at a higher end because you are sending people physically, right? If I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah.
So how would you enter into a market with such a strategy where you are selling at a higher cost with a USP of longer shelf life, but the customer is saying that I am fine with 36 months also, right? So how would you convince them to pay $20 or $40 more than the normal cost in the market?
Yeah. So the point is that my marketing, the cost of the product is higher not only for me, but for my competitors as well. So all the products in that category, in that particular niche, will have a similar pricing, because it is not only that for me, they are not active on social media. They are not active on social media or mass media for anyone. So anybody who wants to sell to them, they have to go there physically.
I'm not sure if you heard his question. He started his question by saying, since you're going door to door, you are going to have a higher pricing. So you'll have to recover that extra cost you're incurring in going door to door. So how are you going to recover that extra cost, which, by the way, only you have and not your competitors? Because you're the one going door to door, not your competitors.
No, that's what I'm saying. My competitors are also need to go door to door.
No, so they are fine. They are doing business well. They are they are doing well. They are making 20% EBITDA after doing it through the counter, over the counter sales, right? But you have chosen a strategy of going door to door, and that is incurring you, let's say, 30% extra cost of sales, right?
Yeah.
So how do you recover that cost?
Yeah. Okay. I beg your pardon for that, for my wrong usage of words. Yeah. I do from door to door. I don't mean going to the end consumer's place, but over the counter sales only, that going to the shopkeeper.
So that's FMCG market. That's how it has been working for years and years.
Yeah.
So what's
your uniqueness? Yeah.
See, my cost will be the same as my competitors because I'm following everything same.
I'm sorry, Utkarsh, you're not listening to him at all. Second time in a row, you're not listening to him at all. This question was, this is how FMCG functions. So what is that new thing you're doing?
What I'm saying is my cost will not be higher than my competitors.
No, that's not the thread now. Now you've contradicted yourself. On one hand, you're saying I will go to the customer. Now you're saying No, like everyone else, I'm going to the customer. So are you unique or are you not unique in going to the customer?
I'm going to the customer like everyone else, but the customer will buy my product because of my USPs.
So you going to the customer, is it your USP?
No, I didn't say that.
You did. I have my thread builder, but anyways, yeah. I documented all your threads. You did say this. Yeah. And this is also recorded. I can take that slice.
Okay, I beg your pardon if it sounded like that, but that was not my intention to say that is my strategy.
Okay. Okay. So my last and final question, Utkarsh, if you are doing everything same, you're functioning like a normal FMCG, your pricing is also like 5% plus minus in the same slab, right?
Yeah.
And you are trying to enter a new market, right? So why shall people choose you over the other customer, right? Over the other brands? How will you like get into the market? How will you penetrate? You're not cheaper than them, right? You're not following any other strategy of sales, right? You're also selling over the counter. Then your products will come on the counter. They'll keep there, and then actually you need 72 months of shelf life because your products will not be sold. So to cover your losses, you will need that. But I don't see any point. Let's say, for example, I'm using XYG like mirch or like turmeric, right? And I'm happy with that taste and with flavor, right? Everything. Why shall I go with you?
Yeah,
there is no additional push. Your sales guy is also not standing at the counter of that shop to like encourage me buying that.
See, okay. So my strategy will be to get a better salesperson who can empathize with the customer and present the product better than my competitors. That way I will make differentiation. The second thing will be, apart from other big FMCG companies, the shopkeeper will get a better after sales service. So that I will assure him that, okay, you have my personal phone number, like you have a human phone number, software will not pick up your call, and I will work upon your feedback and I will deliver that feedback quite well also, right? And my other USP, that a higher shelf life will help you because he will clearly see that, okay, this is a sealed product. Other factors which may spoil other products, they will not spoil this product. So that's why I may buy it.
Okay.
Again, Utkarsh, third time in a row, you didn't listen to him. He said, what if the customer doesn't care about shelf life? Because you need the person to perceive the value which you are perceiving, right? What if the customer is like, I'm happy with the taste, I'm eating it in 2 months anyway. The person is happy. So how would you, I mean, as a salesperson, that's a very hardline argument to pick up, right? To go and tell him, no, you can't be buying this, you need to be buying this. Wo 36 months hai, ye 72 months hai.
No, the shelf life is, see, I've said it very clearly. The shelf life is not for the end consumer. It is for the shopkeeper, because it is where the shopkeeper, it is.
So sorry to interrupt you, Utkarsh, but
Yeah.
why would I stock like something which I cannot sell within a month? Why would I block my capital? That's from the shopkeeper's perspective, now. If I can sell only 20 packets, I'll buy only 20. And there are a hell lot of delivery guys and those small vans. I can like order tonight, I can get tomorrow morning if I have sold it already. And that is how FMCG works. If you will like look at a typical grocery shop, they only order like 24 like bottles of half-liter cold drink, but they order it every day. They are able to sell it.
Yeah.
And also, I have a counter question to what you said, that you will give better customer service to the shopkeeper, right? What would I choose being a shopkeeper? Better margin or better customer service? Anyways, that product is getting sold from my shop. No matter it's like XYZ or ABC brand, right? I am getting better margin at ABC. I'll sell more of ABC. What would I do about the customer service? Matlab, you cannot go to somebody's home in the name of customer service and cook food and say then this is a better customer service, right?
I think for that,
Yes,
what
Aryan.
we can do is that, like, if we kind of not actually mean by customer service that on the same amount of spice you're getting more facilities, but you are able to order a lot of spice at once from us, and if that happens, so they will not get that effort of every time calling for the spice. So while we are kind of a major source for them, so we'll understand their problems. So it's kind of like a necessity. Then, and I suppose it might not answer the question, but yeah, that's my answer.
But I really appreciate your effort. You're in class 7, and like this is amazing to see somebody into a like pitch, and who is just into class 7. Like I could not have even imagined it for myself. So like kudos on that.
Yeah, also, I think a better customer relationship, like the relationship my salesperson will have with the shopkeeper, that
So
would add to that.
sorry, I'll again interrupt. This will again increase your sales cost.
Again, Divyansh, if you have to put the cost aside for a while, his core premise was, if I'm a retailer, why would I prefer customer service over margin?
Yes, of course. And why would I even allow you to stand in front of my shop and endorse some other product?
Or it couldn't we then kind of connect the concept of margin and customer service at the same time? So if you're buying from bulk from us, then we might give you a discount as you're doing so, and it's kind of helping the shopkeeper. And after that's happening, then if the shopkeeper is getting the profit, then they might convince whoever is coming to the shop to buy the product.
Aryan, again, is Divyansh has already stated, if I'm a retailer, I order in small batches and recycle it every day or every week, right? So my capital doesn't get blocked. And secondly, inventory is a cost. If you have to store all these things,
because I have a limited space. I have a limited space in my shop.
Yeah, okay. I think I can answer that question now. The thing is, if I order for someone who can deliver me every day, then that cost will increase because the delivery person has to come every day.
No, can you come again?
Yeah, see, if I am ordering the thing from someone who can deliver it every day, then that person has to come every day to the same market, right? So his delivery cost will increase because he will again spend the same amount of fuel and time and effort, but deliver very less products.
but
So
what if I
that
can't
way the
store?
cost will increase.
What if I can't store that much inventory?
Yes. Matlab, like Utkarsh, you will deliver things on the will of retailer. You cannot go and stock like 100 cartons of spices without his will, right? Because at least even if you are not asking for money upfront, you are asking for his space, right?
Yeah, see, so that is, I think, not in my hands how much that he orders. I can make the sale, right? I can convince him to buy more and more, but like I really can't control the other specifics of my customer, right?
But Utkarsh, the thing is that you are entering into the market now. The retailer has been selling that same spice for 10 years, right? He knows what the capacity he need, right? So even if you will convince, he'll not get convinced now.
If he doesn't has the inventory to store as much spice as I can sell, and if like that is not the cost which I can afford to deliver him every day, then probably he will not be my target customer because I am not able to deliver to best of his
Who is
interest.
your target customer? Digital, you are going not, right? Second, you mentioned that you will go FMCG way, right? Again, you are saying that my delivery cost will be higher if I am like giving only 20 packets a day, right? Then who is your target customer?
See, my target customer is like, see, if I'm opening a shop, if a shopkeeper is opening a shop, it can't be like every product he's ordering every day. There will be some products which are perishable, he will order every day.
In FMCG, how it happens, like there will be a vendor who will have 5 to 7 agencies, right? So he'll come at the shop, he'll just ask what all you need, right? He'll keep a note and then he'll say, Kal subah aa jayega, right?
Yeah.
And that's how FMCG works, right? So he's, you won't see a lot of people coming at his shop. Also, there is a regular cycle of product that get delivered. Like every second day, he'll ask somebody, some vendor to deliver 100 kg sugar, right? So that is how shops and FMCG sector operate. So this reason I'm not able to understand how it fits there.
See, actually, I also have some experience in the sector. I have shops in my house.
Allow me to interrupt. I think Aryan has been raising his hand for quite some time.
For Aryan goes in, Utkarsh, I would appreciate if you could improve your listening skills. I've seen Mr. Divyansh being very, very patient with you. Rather than just trying to argue your point and saying the rabbit has 3 legs. I think that can be a fantastic learning if you could, learn from what he's trying to convey. I thought he was just being very kind and very patient with you in terms of helping you understand how the retailers, how FMCG works, right? I mean, the idea is a dialogue and not a debate, right? It's okay to go back on a few assumptions and improve the model. So I'll appreciate if all of us can be better listeners. Yeah, Aryan, please go ahead.
I actually had a doubt. So do the shopkeepers who kind of get the product the next morning itself, so do they kind of carry out the function by themselves, or they have someone else or some other company to do so?
Shall I answer this? Okay, so basically, see, I just forgot your name. So Aryan, how it happens? So it is not a time-intensive activity for the shopkeeper. Generally, these bhaiyajis come in the afternoon when there is very low rush in the shop, right? He'll come, like, let's say, for example, consider a beverage FMCG, right? He'll come, he'll ask how many bottle of Coke, how many bottle of Pepsi, how many bottle of Thumbs Up, right? He'll give order quickly, and all of this happens in a very shorthand, right? And it's just a matter of 30 seconds. He'll come and go, and next morning there will be a van who will have this list of orders. They'll just get a sign. They'll even not ask for money, right? They'll just get a sign from the shopkeeper and they'll go back, right? This bhaiyaji will again come maybe tomorrow or the next day. He'll take the money for the last order and will take the another order and then go again, right? So this is how the cycle works in FMCG.
Then isn't it costly for the SMCGs also?
No, the margins are good. Like, for example, if you'll talk about the beverage, then if somebody is selling a Pepsi bottle at, let's say, 40 rupees, the cost of manufacturing is around 12 rupees only, right? So it's all margin. That is why they're able to get it endorsed by such mega superstars like Salman, Hrithik and all. The manufacturing cost is way lower than the sales cost.
If kind of they come a lot, like if they come a lot of times and wait for 30, like in a really short time and go, so like could not we as a business shift it to digital? Like we were opposing that before, but couldn't we shift it to digital, and the shopkeepers, like when they need an urgent need, so they'll just text us and then we'll kind of assure them and get them the next morning?
Okay, so see, Aryan, the thing which you are mentioning is like quick commerce, right? That like you are selling some XYZ product, that product got sold out and you need more, right? So the B2C model of this already exists in terms of grocers, Zepto and a lot more, right? In B2B space, this is not possible in terms of the inventory holding, right? You cannot hold for example, like 10,000 bottles of Coke in every colony, right? But that colony is maybe consuming that much Coke every day, right? So that is why, and talking about the cost of taking the order, right? It's pretty low. Reason, in a single round, he's taking order of maybe like 1 lakh rupee or a 1.5 lakh rupee in just like 2 hours of time, right? Then also the FMCG companies is still in great margin. If you'll talk about the delivery cost of those products which the guy took the order the last day, let's say, for example, that thing is coming in a Magic, right? And the Magic has got a capacity of, let's say, 20 tons of storage, right? So that Magic will come with the complete holding of that product, right? And they'll keep on delivering that on a route, on a fixed route, and that is getting optimized.
I actually did not understand the answer.
So Aryan, what he's saying is that people pick up huge amount of orders, every time they go and deliver, right? So if there are like 20 shops I'm going and distributing Coke or whichever product, right? 20 shops I'm going and distributing, I'm getting an entire truck. So the cost of taking that truck is 500 rupees and I distribute it to 20 shops. So the cost per shop is 25 rupees. And in that shop, maybe I'm giving like 100 different products. So per product, my cost is only 25 paisa. And margins here are quite high. So when I'm earning a 10 rupees margin on the product and I spend or 5 rupees margin on the product and I spend 25 paisa on transportation, that is okay, no?
Perfect.
They're already optimized. They've been doing this for 100 years, 200 years. So they already know how to do it. I mean, these are older than your Flipkarts and Amazons of the world, right?
Even the founders and their own parents were not born from the time they exist.
This was quite an informative session. Okay. We have learned as a moderator also. I was constantly learning from you, Mr. Divyansh. Thank you. And again, we are 10 minutes past the deadline of today's event. So we would like to conclude today's event. So I would like Mr. Divyansh to
First,
score.
let's give him time to score this, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I would request him to score this round. And meanwhile, if anyone would like to reflect, okay, it was quite informative session. Yes, Aryan, you asked a lot of questions, so yes, go ahead.
Like from this round, in the starting it was quite overwhelming, but what I understood from this is that while we are talking about sales, so while we are having these different functions which are connected to it, it's important to kind of address those while kind of in a synchronized way doing the sales. So I think right now in this round, so my reflection from the previous round kind of got better, and to like kind of maintaining, like doing both sales and other functions at the same time.
Interesting. Integrating sales and other functions at the same time. Yes.
Great.
Any other
Yeah, I
thing
have done the scoring part, if I may say.
Sure.
I
We'd like to hear your remarks for everyone.
So see, on a conclusion side, I got to know that this is like not a MVP and this is just a mock session of pitching, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. So from the perspective of a product pitching or a sales strategy, I would consider both were like good enough, but there were a few things which I guess both the teams should understand and should take it ahead from here, right? While you are defining a strategy on sales or while you are thinking around your sales funnel, right? You always have to keep 2-3 things in mind, right? How you are gonna reach your end customer. Like if I talk about this FMCG brand or this spice thing, right? Here you are not able to get to the like direct customer or the direct consumers, right? And one more thing while defining your product or the sales overall is your consumer a customer also, right? Customer is somebody who pays. Consumer is somebody who consumes that product. I come from an education sector. Mostly in my case, the consumers are not customers, right? Parents pay, students and their children use it, right? So you have to like keep that in very particular way while thinking of the sales strategy, right? Talking about the spice business, right? There was absolute no reason that I could have figured out that why I should go with XYZ brand, which is new in the market. Prices were also same. So see, in that case, maybe you can operate at a zero EBITDA, right? And then you can be like cheaper than the other ones, right? If you want to get into the packed market and that segment is only 20%, right? So there is one good thing and there is one bad thing about it. The good thing is that the competition would be less because the target size or the TAM, which is total addressable market, is very small, right? Because 20% there, right? The sad part is that would you be able to position yourself in such a small market, right? This is what you have to figure out. Thinking about the MindX, right? The idea is nice. The questions which you guys answered were also very nice. The thing which was there was like, this is a very taboo sort of a topic in India, right? So you have to focus more towards how you can serve it in a very delightful manner, right? How you have to like present this to somebody that you are normal, but you can be better, right? You are doing well, but how you can do even better than this, right? And you don't have to point out the issues. You have to point out the benefits that they will get from this program or this course, or what else. Maybe you can, let's say, talking about the example of upgrad, I just saw an ad yesterday. They mentioned that after this course, you'll be able to get 51% hike, right? So you can maybe position it, your product in such a way, your sales pitch can be, you can focus 23% better in your product, in your work, in your studies, or anything, if you'll go through these sessions, right? You don't have to specifically come and say that we are talking about depression, right? But in the same time, you have to like give them a hint that this can be something which can be hazardous in the long run. And that is why prevention is better than cure, and they should start taking these sessions, right? Always, if you'll talk about sales, which is not a consumer goods, right? So consumer good is like anything which is like FMCG, shampoo, oil, anything, right? This is consumer good. Apart from this, you have to create some small sort of fear while delivering the sales pitch, right? That is very important. You have to bring in 4-5 factors which will make them believe. There is a small quote in the sales industry: if you are able to sell comb to a bald, right, you're a perfect salesman, right? If you can like sell like sort of sand in a desert, you are a perfect salesperson, right? So that guy is not selling sand. That guy is selling the fear that even maybe 5 years, 2 years, 6 months down the line, there is no sand in this place, right? So you just buy sand from me and keep it with you, right? That guy is selling a dream to that bald person that I'll also give you a oil, or maybe there is some therapy that you can take, and then this comb will be useful. And if that happens, a lot of bald people will start buying the comb, and the pricing of comb will shoot up. So you just buy it today, right? So these are the few things which I'll have to say at the ending note. Apart from this, the efforts were amazing. I really liked the energy of the team. I really liked the way you guys were pitching and contradicting the other team's points, right? This is great. I would definitely be happy if I'll be invited for the further sessions as well. And I'll be there to help you guys.
Yeah. Divyansh, I'm sure we'd love to invite you during the Young CMO Dialogue, because we had to stop a lot of your interesting questions in today's dialogue. So hopefully in the Young CMO Dialogue, we could bring in all those questions.
Yeah.
And on behalf of the team, I just want to, tell that the people here, I think none of them are in a sales or even marketing role here.
Yeah.
So Utkarsh is in our L&D research team. Anaka and Rohit are functional product managers. Umang is in the research team. Sriparna, technical product manager. Sandhya, who is one of the organizers, is in the marketing team. But otherwise, Paras is again in the research team. Aryan is in our UX research team, although he's in 7th grade now. And Tushar is also in the research team. So we get everybody in Deep Thought to experience one business function every week.
Oh.
So that everybody gets a holistic perspective of looking at business. But I'm sure that now when they go back to work on their product research or on the product management aspect, they'll carry in all these perspectives. And thanks a lot for being patient with us and asking those lovely questions. And we'd love to have you in the future as well when you're free.
Sure, definitely. It was a pleasure having like coming to this session and interacting with everyone.
Yeah. So Umang, would you want to close the session?
Yes. So yes, thank you everyone for joining, and thank you audience who have been being with us live on YouTube. I officially end today's Socratic Dialogue. See you guys next week with a different CXO dialogue.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Mr. Divyansh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Divyansh.